Like that a lot. Dido and No Freedom. 2:23.
Kent's Compass with Pat Marsh and Laura Earle.
Yeah, each day we heave the compass into the studio, give it a spin, and it lands on a different part of the county. A chance to highlight some of your favourite spots across the county of Kent, and also some of the oddities and some of the unique corners we can celebrate.
Absolutely. The concept is pretty simple. We take the last letter of each day, and that determines the first letter of the next day's hotspot. Now, yesterday we said that today we were going to concentrate on the letter M, and we had lots of calls about various different places, some in Maidstone, but quite a lot of people suggesting we talk to Margate Caves. And then we had a few emails and a few texts saying, oh, I'm not sure if they're open, but they certainly used to be open, and you remember going there years and years ago,
Oh, this was many years ago.
Oh, many years ago, a little before my time. So I thought what we'd do is we'd find out what's happening with Margate Caves. So on the line, she's a lovely lady. Her name's Valerie Kirschmer, and she's the secretary of the Friends of Margate Caves.
Valerie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice to talk to you. Thanks for coming on. The caves have been closed nearly 10 years now, haven't they?
They've been closed since 2004.
Right.
They were closed on health and safety grounds. And the Friends of Margate Caves got together in 2011 because there was a proposal to build housing on the site, and we just felt that however carefully that was done, it was not going to benefit the caves. And we knew that Margate Caves are loved by many people, and we knew that the future of Margate was going to be more visitor attractions. And so why would we go and ruin potentially one of Margate's great treasures?
They have been closed for a long time now. What were the health and safety concerns then that closed the caves?
Well, it's a kind of complex story, but it really appears that it came to the point where there were concerns around access and stairways and various and sundry things, and health and safety executive did an inspection and said, we don't appear to have any operator at the moment, so we need to close these down because we need to take care of some things.
Right.
One of the first things that the Friends did was to raise the funds and commission a full inspection of the underground site by a very famous and well thought of geotechnical group of experts, Graham Dawes and Associates.
And what did the inspection reveal?
Well, they, following a full, and it's a huge report, complete with all the photographs, estimated that it was going to cost about £50,000 to simply make the underground caves feasible for people to access. And they do not see any evidence of any of the things that were mentioned somewhat speculatively in the health and safety report. There is no poison gas under there. However, there are things like wonderful set of Victorian railings that have spikes on them, and clearly in the modern world we don't want to have spikes on top of railings.
No, well, you don't want any accidents to befall anybody, do you, in an ideal world? But, I mean, as you say, the vast majority of people who have been down the caves in Margate have nothing but, an affection and a wonder for the place.
I'm a relatively new resident of Margate, and I have never had the opportunity to be down the caves, but I've studied all the photographs, and every time I meet somebody and the topic comes up, I'm overwhelmed by the volume of love and support. And hundreds and thousands of people saying, I went there and my mother took me, and I always went, and every time we came. So we knew that the caves were important to a lot of people, not just to us.
So what does the future hold then, Valerie? How optimistic are you and the rest of the team that the caves will open again to the public?
Well, based on that inspection report, because now that we've defined the fact that we're talking about 50,000, not 500,000, the Friends have been working for the last year on a full business plan which will be presented to Thanet District Council imminently. We've done a complete options appraisal. We've had an awful lot of help from an awful lot of very experienced people, mostly on a pro bono basis. And we are imminently ready to present that business plan to Thanet District Council with a view to obtaining a lease on the site, which would then allow us to become a charitable group. And we are also working simultaneously on a bid to the lottery fund to fund the building of what would be our vision for the site, which is a community-based visitor interpretive centre. Somewhere where community groups could hold meetings, but where there would also be all kinds of fascinating information above ground about the caves. The neighbouring building has just been demolished within the last 8 months, and as part of that reconstruction, they did an archaeological survey and realised that the cave site above ground may be as important as the caves in many ways, because the cave site seems to have elements that could lead us to believe that there was early habitation there. I mean, really early. We're talking about prehistory.
Because this is the thing, in some respects, they're a bit like the Shell Grotto. Mm-hmm. Nobody fully knows the history of the caves, do they?
No, exactly. I mean, the best estimates, and they're reliable, of groups like, Underground Kent, is that they were probably dug in the 17th, early 18th century as chalk mines.
Right.
But then, of course, we all know they may have been many things over the years. I mean, wine storage, an underground grotto, ice storage. In the Second World War, they were used as air raid shelters.
There is such history there. I know we'll have to be quick because we're out of time, but yes. You will be at Quex on,
yes.
Is it Sunday? This coming Sunday, isn't it?
This Sunday, we're at Quex. We have... we're bringing with us a wonderful architectural rendering of a possible building that we think would fit on the site. And we're all going to be there, more than happy to talk to everybody. And we would like to welcome people to just register with us as a friend of Margate Caves so that we can keep everybody up to date with what we're doing.
It's lovely to talk to you. Will you do me a favour? Will you keep in touch, Valerie, and let us know the progress? Because there are lots of people listening this afternoon who will be keen to follow the progress of Margate Caves.
Yes, and anyone can log on. We have a website, margatecaves.com, and info@margatecaves.co.uk. But as I say, Quex this Sunday is a wonderful opportunity to not just meet all of us, but to meet over 15 heritage organisations who are going to be there talking about many, many aspects of Thanet's and Kent's heritage.
All right. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Valerie is Secretary of the Friends of Margate Caves. Good to hear from you.
And thank you to all the people who voted for us.